Over the last year, I've had 5 or 6 high-level fighters contact me through Instagram or Facebook asking how it is to fight for this promotion or that promotion. And on top of that, one of my YouTube subscribers requested I do a video comparing the fight promotions I've competed for. So today we're talking about the good and the bad, the positive and the negative of competing for each of the world's top kickboxing promotions. Let's start with the promotion I'm currently under contract with, Bellator, one of the world's largest and most successful MMA promotions, owned by the telecommunications giant Viacom. I love fighting for these guys. They got me the Kevin Ross fight. They pay me like a pro world champion. As I mentioned in my previous video, link right up above, about kickboxing purses and pay, these guys are great to fight for, and being under contract with them is such a blessing. They are organized and professional, and that's something I've noticed with some of the other promotions. They kind of lack that, and it's a little bit frustrating as a fighter when you're there, fight week, you're cutting weight, you're a little bit grumpy, you just want things to happen. Bang, 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 get back to your hotel room, get to rest up, get to focus mentally, and you're out at these little stupid, photo shoots that are delayed, or, video shoots that take a couple hours, or on these little excursions which just are not arranged professionally. Bellator doesn't do that. Everything is locked down, right down to like the 15-minute increment. I don't think I've ever wasted time meandering around waiting for these guys to get their stuff together. They are on point. If I was competing in MMA as well, I'd probably be as happy as a clam. The only downside to being a kickboxer, only a kickboxer with Bellator, is the lack of events. They only seem to have between 3 and 5 per year. And if you're wanting to compete 3-4 times a year, you don't always get that. It's more like 2 or 3 times max. And honestly, coming sort of to the close the last few years of my career, I am focused on making some money. So being able to fight more frequently would be fantastic. But really, that's the only downside that I can think of as being a kickboxer for Bellator. Everything else is thumbs up. Next, let's talk about Glory. This is the promotion to be with if you want to build your name in kickboxing. If you can become the champion here, you've reached the pinnacle of the kickboxing world, and you'll be guaranteed to start getting offers from all the other fight promotions. Good offers, which is quite rare in kickboxing. Glory does have frequent events, which is really fantastic, and they have a decent roster of fighters, although I do think they need to get rid of some of the fighters with a lot of losses there and bring in some new guys, mix up the division a little bit. Otherwise, I think the interest is going to start to wane. Glory does events all over the globe, which is fantastic. You can fight in Asia, Middle East, Europe, North America, and you can watch all around the world as well, which is amazing. One of my big grievances with Glory is letting their high-level fighters go sign with other promotions. Now, obviously, this is a bit of a sore subject for me because I was under contract with them. I gave them what I thought was a reasonable counteroffer to their offer, and they decided not to re-sign me. They've done this with so many high-level fighters: Gokhan Saki, Giorgio Petrosian, Joe Schilling, Israel Esanda, who now fights in the UFC and is a star, Raymond Daniels, myself. That is 6 too many fighters who have left that promotion, who have either had the belt or could have had the belt, and who could have been stars to carry this promotion to a new level. How do you let those guys go? And we're not talking about tens of thousands of dollars in purse discrepancy. It's not that much. So aside from a few other little issues with them, like lack of planning, fight week, and putting hotels out in the middle of nowhere sometimes where there was lack of restaurants and food, I do feel this is a great promotion to fight for, and all aspiring pros who are trying to climb their way up should be aiming to sign with these guys. They can take you from down here all the way to up there. Next, let's talk about Hero Legends. They are the Chinese promotion that I've competed for the most, and they've been fantastic to fight for. They take care of their foreign fighters. The first time I competed for them, I actually got put up in a 5-star resort right down on the beach. My brother and I got to spend the whole week there, spend some extra time after the fight, and got to enjoy the pools, the amazing food, the beaches. It was pretty much like being on a vacation after. They pay fair, and aside from being a little disorganized fight week as well, where you're getting your photos taken and there's a lineup of 5-10 guys ahead of you and you're just waiting and waiting, everything else is pretty on point. When you go and fight in China, there's so many things to consider, and the first thing that I'm always trying to think of is, am I going to be treated fairly? Is the scoring going to be treated fairly? Are they going to request any ridiculous things of me that are going to try and mess up my fight week prep, try and make me more tired, not fly me in on time? There's so many little tricks that I've experienced. And are they going to give me the rest that I need during fight week? Because we just did a massive, 30+ hour trip over. So the more time they can give me to recuperate from that, the better. And Hero Legends has done all of that when I've fought for them. Top promotion, they put you up in a nice hotel, you fight it at a nice venue, which gets sold out. The competition is high, the refs are fair, the scoring's fair, and I know if I go and fight for them again in the future, I'm going to be treated well and I'm going to be taken care of. And that's really all you can ask for in this sport, a fair fight. Which brings me to the next promotion that I fought for. I fought for a couple others, but I'm only going to talk about one more, and that was Gloria of Heroes, which is one of the big promotions over in China. When I went over there, I was warned actually by Josh Johnsey, who's a Glory fighter and one of my sparring partners, that if I let this fight go the distance, I'm not going to win. And I have to be honest, I wasn't really believing him at the time, but then I went over, I fought. It was a close fight, but I felt I definitely edged it out, and I didn't get the decision. Now, I know this happens quite often in the fight world, so it's not just that upset me. They had some plus sides. I mean, they paid well. They flew over 2 cornermen, which isn't usually customary when you're having your first fight for the promotion. But just off the top of my head, an example of being there fight week, I went to do my photos, and when I'm at the photo shoot, they come to me and they say, oh, tomorrow morning, which is weigh-in day, instead of waking up at 8 o'clock cutting weight, showing up to the weigh-ins at 10, they said you need to meet us down in the lobby at 5 a.m. to do your medicals so that we can get back and then you can cut weight before the actual weigh-in. My brother and I are looking at each other like, now, we managed to work it all out and I didn't have to go and do that ridiculous request. But my question then was, why did you not tell me about this in the months leading up to it? Why could this not have been done anytime in the last 2 days that I'd been here? Just simple things like that that make you a little bit more confident, a little more comfortable fighting with the promotion are things that they didn't do. Another example is I was going over to fight in February and nobody told me that the venue was outdoors. We're talking cold, probably 0, even a little bit below 0, -1, -2, and you get to the venue, you look up and you're like, oh snap, those are stars. Maybe I should have brought something so I can properly warm up and not get into the ring cold. And there were just 3 or 4 other things throughout the fight week similar to those 2 examples where I just went, you know what, I don't feel like they're taking care of their foreign fighters. It's all about the local fighter. And like Josh Johnsey warned me, you're just there to lose. They're there to hype up their champions. And that's an unfortunate thing about the promotions. And that is something beautiful about fighting for Bellator or Glory or Hero Legends. They're much more neutral about who's their champion and who wins because they're more of an international based promotion. And they don't really care as much if they have a champion from Europe or Asia or North America. So if somebody asked me which promotion they should go and fight for in China, between the 2 I fought for, I would definitely go with Hero Legends. And the last major fight promotion that I fought for is K1. But when I fought for K1, they were just rebranding, they were trying to rebuild the company, and it was fantastic fighting for them. They gave me my first big break in the sport. They paid really well for my first pro fight on a big promotion. They had the recognition, the branding throughout the kickboxing world, and that was a dream come true for me. Fighting for K1, I went, I fought, I had fair judging, fair ref. They put us up in a great hotel right in Los Angeles. I really had no complaints fighting for K1. Unfortunately, shortly after that, I don't know if it would be really bankruptcy, but they shut down the promotion and restarted it all again, paying much less. And at that point it was, do I go with K1 who's paying a little bit, or do I go with this new promotion Glory, which is building? And I chose Glory, and I think that was the smart decision. Now K1 is based out of Japan again, and it looks like they're putting on great events. But when I have been contacted to fight for them, they are asking me to compete in 8-man tournaments, and the pay is less than I get for a single fight. That just doesn't balance out for me. If I'm going to do a K1 tournament and fight 3 times in one night, the pay needs to be a lot more than me doing a single fight. So there you go, guys. I fought for Bellator. Fantastic promotion, top notch, worldwide. My only complaint, not having enough fights for me. I fought for Glory, probably the kickboxing promotion you want to be with if you're starting at the bottom and trying to work your way to the top, or if you want that worldwide recognition of being a Glory champion. That goes a long way. Hero Legends, my favorite Chinese promotion to compete for. They've got great exposure in China, they're fair to fight for, they pay pretty well. That's really all I ask for. Gloria of Heroes, not my favorite promotion. Will I go and compete for them again? No. Would I advise other foreign fighters to go and compete for them? No, I don't think I would. And K1, granted, I've only had that one fight with them about 7 years ago now, but I really enjoyed fighting for them. I'd be interested in going over to Japan and competing for them again and getting some more experience with the promotion. But for now, I'm a happy guy. I'm with Bellator. I don't need to look at those options. So there you have it, guys. I hope you enjoyed learning about the differences between those promotions that I've competed for. If you have any questions that I didn't get to about these promotions, just throw it in the comment section below and I'll get back to you about that. Be sure to hit that subscribe button if you're enjoying the content. I got loads more over the next couple months coming and I think you're really gonna like it. As always, guys, train hard and I'll see you back here for the next video.